Matthew 5 and verse 5 says, "Blessed are the meek, for they shall inherit the earth." In this video, I will attempt to explain what Jesus was trying to say to us in this passage of scripture. Now let's look at the word meek. The Greek for the word meek used here is praise, and the meaning of praise is gentle, mild, and moderate. Now Jesus, in the book of Matthew chapter 11, described himself as being meek. Matthew chapter 11, starting from verses 28 to 29, it says, "Come unto me, all ye that labor and are heavy laden, and I will give you rest. Take my yoke upon you, and learn of me, for I am meek and lowly in heart, and ye shall find rest unto your souls." The Hebrew equivalent for the word praise is ano or ani, and this means poor, humble, afflicted, and meek. We see this Hebrew word used in the Old Testament, where the Bible described Moses as being very meek in the book of Numbers. We also see it in the messianic passages of Isaiah and in the book of Psalm, where the word is translated as meek. Meekness is the attitude of heart and mind and life that prepares the way for sanctification. 1 Peter chapter 3 and verse 4 says, "A meek spirit is in the sight of God a great price." Meekness is often mentioned by New Testament writers as a cardinal Christian virtue. See Galatians chapter 5 and verse 23 and 1 Timothy 6 and verse 11. Meekness toward God means that we accept His will and His dealings with us as good, and we submit to Him in all things without hesitation. As a result of self-exaltation or forbearance, they lost out on the inheritance of the kingdom, and through meekness this can be regained, and we see evidence of this in the book of Micah chapter 6 and verse 8. The scripture says, "Blessed are the meek, for they shall inherit the earth." Now let's zoom in on the inherit the earth part of it. Looking in the book of Matthew chapter 5 and verse 3, we saw where it says, "Blessed are the poor in spirit, for theirs will be the riches of the kingdom of heaven." And here we're seeing that blessed are the meek, for they shall inherit the earth. We're looking at it to say that Jesus is saying to us that the ones who are poor in the spirit and the ones who are meek, they actually are the rightful owner of this earth, and they actually will obtain riches and glory. But looking now in our world today, what we are seeing is direct opposite. We're seeing where the proud and the domineering persons, those who are power hungry, those are the ones who are actually ruling this earth today. And we know for a fact that this ruling is taking place by our adversary, the enemy. But what Jesus is trying to encourage us to say that will not be the case forever. Eventually, the persons who are meek, the persons who are humble, the persons who submit themselves to God without hesitation and obey His laws, these are the persons who will inherit this earth. Surely in due time, the kingdoms of this world will be given to the saints, to those who have learned the grace of humility. Let's take a look at Daniel chapter 7 and verse 27, where it says, "And the kingdom and dominion and the greatness of the kingdom under the whole heaven shall be given to the people of the saints of the Most High, whose kingdom is an everlasting kingdom, and all dominions shall serve and obey Him." So Christ is saying, eventually, those who humble themselves and practice meekness, they will be the ones who will be exalted by the Most High. And the final passage I will look at is Matthew chapter 23 and verse 12, where it says to us, "And whosoever shall exalt himself shall be abased, and he that shall humble himself shall be exalted." Let us take comfort and encouragement in this passage of scripture where Jesus is encouraging us to be meek, to be humble, to put away selfishness and pride and submit to God, because that is the only way we will inherit what God has prepared for us and the plans He has for our lives. This video is a part in a series where I am going over the Sermon on the Mount, where we're taking it verse by verse in Matthew chapter 5. If you're interested in learning more of God and strengthening your faith, if you're watching and you're a Christian and you like to strengthen your faith, subscribe to the channel. If you're watching and you're not a Christian, also join the community by subscribing, because here we introduce you to your Maker, your Creator. Thank you for stopping by today, and stay tuned for upcoming videos in this series. I will be linking the videos that have already been presented in the series in the description, so you can go there and watch those after or before you have watched this one. Thank you for joining me today, and I hope to meet you again very, very soon. Bye.